Now our next topic is rudder. Rudder is also a primary flying control surface of an aircraft. You can define rudder like that. The rudder is a primary flight control surface which control rotation of an aircraft about vertical axis. This movement is referred as yaw. The rotations about vertical axis of an aircraft is referred as yaw. Also, we can say yawing motion. So basically, rudder is a primary flying control surface, which main function is to control the rotations of an aircraft about the vertical axis. Means it will control the yawing motion of an aircraft. Rudder is control the yawing motion of an aircraft. We can further define the rudder like that. Rudder is a movable surface that is mounted on trailing edge of vertical stabilizer or fin. So we can see in this picture, this is nothing, it is vertical stabilizer. So now rudder is attached or mounted on trailing edge of vertical stabilizer. This is also known as a fin. So rudder is attached to the trailing edge of the fin oblique vertical stabilizer. This aircraft has two rudder, top rudder and bottom rudder. This generally in Panag is a portion of S.747. Now we'll study the purpose of these two in next time. Now we'll come to the next slide. The rudder is controlled through the flight deck by the rudder paddle. The rudder paddle is mechanically linked with the rudder. Deflection of rudder paddle cause corresponding rudder deflection in the same direction. That's very important point. Now, this is the rudder paddle. This rudder paddle is mechanically linked with the rudder. When this rudder paddle will get deflected, either this rudder paddle will get deflected. So we have placed the picture of both rudder paddle deflection. Now what can be the result? So one by one we'll study. Now pushing the left rudder paddle will cause the rudder deflection to the left. This in turn cause the rotation about the vertical axis, moving the aircraft nose to left. So in this first condition, when the pilot will push the left rudder paddle, now what will happen? The rudder will move to left. This will cause heading of aircraft will change to left. Condition number one, when the pilot will push the left rudder paddle, what will be the position of rudder? Now rudder will deflect it towards left. If rudder will deflect it towards left, now nose of an aircraft will also deflect it towards change towards left. Similarly, if pilot will push the rudder paddle, right rudder paddle, now rudder will deflect it towards right. Now rudder will deflect it towards right, and nose of the aircraft will deflect it towards right. So these are the conditions with the rudder. So rudder is controlled through the flight deck by the rudder paddle. That rudder paddle is mechanically linked with the rudder. Any kinds of input applied to the rudder paddle, now rudder will get deflected. If the left rudder paddle will push, rudder will deflect it towards the left. If right rudder paddle will push, now rudder will deflect it towards the left. This will change the heading as desired. Now we come to the next slide. Some aircraft may imply lower and upper rudder, where both rudders are deflected for control while flying at lower speed. So, some transport category aircraft has two sets of rudder. One is known as the top rudder, second is known as the bottom rudder. These both rudder will get operated at low speed. But once the aircraft is flying at a higher speed, only single rudder can be used. Means bottom rudder can be used at a time of high speed flying. If the aircraft is flying at higher airspeed, definitely the top rudder will get locked. What will happen if top rudder will get operated? Similarly, it can create the twisting force, which can, the air load will create the twisting force that may vertical stabilizer top portion can be twisted or it can create a damage. Now, single rudder is used for high speed flight. Foot pedal normally control the position of a rudder in all aircraft. Now, we'll study the operation of a rudder. So now, first conditions, how the rudder can be operated. The rudder can be operated by stepping on the right rudder pedal or left rudder pedal. We'll take one example first. Number one, when pilot will put the step on the right rudder pedal, which deflect the rudder to right. The pilot will deflect right rudder pedal. Now, right rudder will get deflected. Means rudder will get deflected at right side. Stepping on the left pedal calls now aircraft to turn left. So similarly, we can take two examples. If aircraft required a right turn, what pilot has to do? If aircraft has to do left turn, what pilot has to do? If the aircraft is required right turn, pilot has to step the right rudder pedal. As a result, rudder will deflect to right. Now aircraft will turn to right. If aircraft is required to turn to left, now what pilot has to do? Pilot will step the left rudder pedal. That will cause the rudder to move towards left, and finally the aircraft will turn to left. Now, how the aircraft is getting left and right turn? Now we'll take one example here. If pilot is facing the left rudder pedal, now what is happening? Rudder is deflected towards left, which will create a opposite side force on tail. Now, tail will move towards the right side. Now aircraft will go towards left. Similarly, if pilot will depress, the pilot will step the right rudder pedal. The rudder will deflect towards right. Now, air will strike on this rudder, which will create a side force towards left. If side force is applied towards left, now what will happen? Tail will go to left, the nose will turn towards the right. Now, operation of rudder is in a similar fashion. When the rudder is deflected to one side, it protrudes into airflow causing a horizontal force to be extended in the opposite direction. This pushes the tail of the airplane in the direction and yaw to nose in desired direction. Similarly, moving the rudder to the left, force tail to the right. Moving the rudder to the right, force tail to left. Now aircraft will yaw left and right takeoff. When rudder is used for steering during ground taxiing, the propeller slipstream provide the force to yaw or turn the airplane in desired direction. During steering operation, rudder can use. For that, we can use the propeller slipstream. That propeller slipstream can give the side force on tail, or that side force will utilize to turn the aircraft left or right. So this is the almost all flight control which is available at Airbus 320. Like Airbus 320 has slats, aileron, spoilers, elevator, flaps, rudder, horizontal stabilizer. So we can say it's a combination of primary and secondary. Now we'll divide as per the axis. For controlling the pitch axis, we have elevator and stabilizer. For controlling the roll axis, we have aileron and spoiler. For controlling the yaw axis, we have a rudder. For slowing the aircraft at the time of landing, we have speed brakes. So, primary and secondary flying control surface of Airbus 320 are electrically or mechanically controlled as follows. They are controlled either through electrical power, means other word we can say they can control electrically or mechanically, but they may actuated by the hydraulic power. All flying control surface can be controlled by either electrically or mechanically, but their actuation, their operation is through hydraulic power in Airbus. Most of the transport category aircraft, they may generally control by electrically or mechanically, but their actuation are with the hydraulic power. That we can say power assisted flying control surface. So all flying control surface must be operated with the hydraulic power. There must be hydraulic actuators available with a link with all flying control surface, which are finally moving the flying control surface either primary or secondary. So now come to the pitch axis. Elevator is controlled electrically but hydraulically actuated. Stabilizer, it is controlled electrically for normal or alternate control. It can also control mechanically for manual trim control. There is a provision of a stabilizer to manual trim also. So that can be controlled by mechanical linkage. If electrical control mechanism is get failed, so provision for mechanical trimming is available with the horizontal stabilizer. So it can be controlled through mechanical. We'll come to the roll axis. Aileron is electrically controlled. Actuation is hydraulic. Spoilers is also electrically controlled. Actuation is hydraulically. Yaw axis rudder. Rudder can control mechanical, but Yaw damper can be electrically controlled. Trimming is electrically controlled. Speed brakes is electrically controlled and hydraulically actuated. So this is all about Airbus 320 flight control surface. So now we can have the greater idea about how the flying control surface are controlled and how it can be actuated. This is another that we can say diagram of primary, secondary, and auxiliary flying control surface of a general aviation aircraft. So again, this is aileron. This is aileron balance tab. This aileron has a balance tab. This is a flap. This is a spoiler. The horizontal stabilizer. Again, this is the spoiler, flap, aileron balance tab, aileron trim tab. This elevator. The rudder. Rudder has also trim tab. This is all about primary flying control surface of an aircraft. Now we'll study secondary flying control surface in next class.